Hey guys, welcome back to the Toby Show. Guys, anyway, today's episode is going to be kind of be all over the place. First of all, let me get into and say I'm fully vaccinated. Thursday, I did the second vaccine shot. I ended up going to work after. I told myself that when 1 o'clock comes around, if I don't feel good or feel like shit, I'm not going to go into work. But I felt fine, so I was able to go into work, do my thing, because you know what, I got to make that coin, all that stuff. That happened. Then Friday and Saturday, I had the worst migraine ever. I felt like shit. I didn't even do a damn thing. I just sit in my ass all fucking weekend, basically. I started binge watching True Blood. I'm on season 2. I got 2 episodes left and I'm done. Then, there's all that, which I'm glad I'm finally vaccinated. Thank God. And then they're talking about that we might have to go into lockdown again. And I'm like, oh, fuck that shit. Oh, hell no. Then I'm going to talk about Satana Mojo has a podcast, which I'm like, about damn time she does a fucking podcast. And her first guest was Trisha Paytas, and I'm glad that they were able to talk to him, and I was able to ask Trisha questions and stuff, and they were able to talk about the last time they saw each other, and then Trisha was saying that she has nothing but love for Tana, which I didn't know was that Trisha inspired Tana to do OnlyFans, and so Tana's doing it. She's just not being as consistent, just like, she's just being consistent with it. What else was I going to say? Yeah, they talked about, Trisha made the video also talking about her time on the podcast, and she just basically was telling Tana, you can be friends with her, but you want to be friends with, like, I'm not going to judge you, because Tana's still friends with David Dobrik and all that shit. And a lot of people, the whole internet has canceled David Dobrik because of his past insensitive vlogs and stuff, and pranks and shit, which is not cool. Yeah, I mean, I do understand why people don't fuck with David Dobrik. I don't fuck with him. I think he's not a good person, but that's just me. Then Gabby Hanna was brought up, and then Trisha went in and brought up why she don't fuck with Gabby Hanna, all that shit, which, I mean, I get it. We don't all fuck with, there's a lot of people in my personal life I don't fuck with. It's like, I understand why there's a lot of influencers that don't fuck with each other. There's all that. God, what the hell else? Something else. Oh yeah, Gabby Hanna made her social media private because she didn't want to deal with the trolls, which I understand because there are a lot of haters out in the streets. These people that just want to hate on people for dumb reasons. It's like Gabby spoke her truth, and all people are hating on her and shit. And it's like Gabby shared a lot of receipts, and it's making people that have been lying on her for years look bad. Like, yeah, and it's crazy, and just it just shows how toxic the internet is, and that's why I'm taking a week off social media, because I'm just too consumed with it. Like, I'd rather do other things like jogging or writing or making content for you guys. Yeah. But I mean, I give all these social media people props. I do, because it's like, it's hard because people hate on you for no reason. What else was I gonna say? It's like, for example, back to the people can be friends with her, but they won't be friends with thing. Back to Trisha telling Tan she can be friends with whoever. One of my best friends is friends with somebody that I don't understand how they can be friends with. The person they're friends with is somebody that's being nothing but hateful towards me. Like, literally has gone out of the way to try and piss me off. And I've heard so much bad shit about this person, but this friend of mine is still friends with this person. And, and I just don't understand this shit, but that's just me. Yeah. Because it's like, if I if I had a friend, if one of my best friends had actually another one of my best friends because they did something really fucked up, like this person did to me, I would be like, oh, I gotta reevaluate that friendship because I'm all about loyalty. That's just me. Like, yeah, it's like right now, there was two of my best friends. When I go to Granbury last week in the month, I'm gonna play mediator. I'm gonna dissolve the situation, which I'm glad about, because I want all my close friends to get along and have problems with each other. That's what I really fucking want. And so something else I've realized is that when I cut ties with those toxic girls I used to be friends with, I'm like, wow, like, I feel better mentally and everything because, yeah. And it's like I'm growing the fuck up. And like something else, never gazillion years thought I would fucking do. I started doing is that I've decided that I'm gonna work on cutting out sugar. I'm gonna cut back on drinking regular soda. So I bought a bunch of stevia. I'm gonna start drinking a bunch of that. I'm gonna start eating a bunch of salads. I'm gonna cut back on my carbs, stuff like that, because I'm getting older. Like I'm about to be 30, and when I get older, I'm gonna have to change my eating habits because I won't be able to eat all the junk I consume. Then also people are just still talking shit about the new American Horror Story spinoff, and it's like people are gonna complain about every fucking thing. And that's something I realize that people gonna like it or not like it. People that are fans of it are gonna be like, oh my god, this is so blah blah blah. It's like, damn, it's like not just that, but when you Gossip Girl, those so many people talking shit about it, and I'm like, I like it because they're not redoing the original show. It's in the same universe as the original show, which I fuck with, aka showing my Gossip Girl Tumblr cup onto the visual wheel. But yeah, it's like stuff like that. And something else is like when I started my sex show on YouTube, I got lots of views, and like I stopped doing it because it's like YouTube's they're really strict and stuff, and I'm just like I want to go back to do that, but then I'm like if I do it, I'll make big trouble on YouTube, and but then I'm like it's got me in views. Like I a while back ago, I was gonna start trolling, but I changed my mind because it's like I don't want to do that shit. Yeah, because that's just not who I am. I don't, and it's like I don't want to do stuff for attention. It's just like I, it's like same with my mental health. Like my mental health, you know, goes it goes it goes ups and down. Social media at times will help. A lot of times, social media will contribute to my mental health going to shit because I'm like I'll be sending people shit. I'm like, man, I wish I was doing that, and I'm like, why am I wasting majority of my time looking at this person's shit? Like, I have better shit to do. I could be reading a fucking book. I could be jogging. Listening to podcasts I like instead of, yeah. Yeah. There's all that shit. And something else, like, I realized that I do complain a bunch about really stupid shit in my life. So I'm gonna work on not doing that. It's like I've said in the past that, um, you know, just with my friendships in general, like, when people start being my friends, I'm just gonna, like, let it go and be like, okay, it is what it is. Like, if you wanna be in my life, well, okay, well then, I understand that. And it's like, I'm blessed by God every day to have the greatest close friends I have. Like, I used to have this big group of friends, but now it started to get smaller over the years because, people change and shit, and that's just the way it is. But like I said, I'm blessed every day. Oh, and God, just, I started watching the gay church on YouTube. It's called Cathedral of Hope, and it's over there in the gay neighborhood. And I started watching on YouTube, and I was like, oh my God! I was like, I love this church. I like flip and love, even though they do old school hymn music and stuff. But I'm like, I literally fuck with this church. I love this church. But I haven't typed it yet. But and it's like, I like that one. Yeah. And I like Gateway. Like, I like a whole bunch of other different churches and stuff. But yeah, this is, I'm like on day 2 without social media. It's really refreshing and fun. I mean, sometimes I'll get bored, but I'll be like, oh, yeah. And then I'm like, damn. And I'm like, back in the day, back in the 80s, I'm like, what did people do without social media back in the day? Because I knew social media didn't start up until like, I think 2012 or something like that. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening and watching. Yeah. As usual, the audio is going to come out first. You guys are watching the visual. You guys are seeing this on Wednesday. And I hope you guys have a good day or night whenever you guys watch this and listen. And peace.